Good morning, YouTube. Just a short video this morning. I just got out of bed. I figured I'd do this before I got really going for the day. It's probably going to be about a 5-minute video. What I want to do this morning is just walk the audience through just small portions of the house, and this is immediately maybe a month and a half after the supposed narcissist in your life has left the residence. And this is not everyone's situation, but this is my situation. Just some things I want to point out, and I'm sure it's going to resonate with some people. So I'm going to spin this around. For the sake of privacy, I've kind of covered anything that gives off any impression of, I'm speaking of, because I want to be mindful and respectful to even those that, in a lot of our minds don't even deserve respect. We want to make sure I'm reading something as I'm talking, to make sure this is discretionary stuff. No names or whatever. But what I really want to show you is some real detailed signs or trinkets of how this specific person left. Understand, I went no contact about 3 weeks prior to them leaving. And the no contact served to do 3 weeks, roundabout. I came in, went to work, came in at night, and would get a shower and go to bed. And this would be the bed that her and I shared. And this is the woman I'm married to. I gotta spin this around. Well, won't be able to spin it around. So what we'll do is we'll do it this way. This is my little kitty. She also was traumatized by a lot of the crap that this individual did in the mind games. She would, the cat was very panicked and would urinate through areas of the house randomly for no apparent reason. That could have also been other things which we've since ruled out. I still need to get her to the vet. She hasn't been in quite a while. We took her in too. My daughter wanted to give this cat some milk outside, and here we are 3 years later. She's been a blessing. I'm a pet person to some degree. A cat is better than any other pet for me because they're low maintenance. And I didn't even want the cat, but now the cat loves me more than anybody in the house, I think. But, she loves everybody, but she's always on my lap. This is the bed we shared. I actually put this together. It didn't come with a frame, but I bought the headboard and the footboard, and just the ingenuity that a lot of empaths, we're always creative people, and that's an energy we have. We bring that to the table. That's many people, not just me. But I'm always busy with my hands, so I welded these plates here. And you can just see I put the wood together. And this is something interesting I decided to do, and she's aware of this, the narc that left. I built this in here. That piano hinge. Check this out. This is an empty cavity for if we wanted to put like documents and whatnot, things that I'm always thinking, somebody can break in the house and steal and ransack the house. We do want to be able to protect our personal sensitive information, so that's why I did that. And note to the narc. What else could we put in there that we didn't want someone to see or hear? Well, I'm gonna give that away. I didn't put anything under there audio wise, but I'm gonna just, what's the word? I'm gonna disclose something on YouTube. Being that I went through 2 nightmare relationships before this individual, I had found it necessary because of the slander. You find yourself getting the cops called on you. This is before I even knew what was going on in my life. Someone suggested, man, you should record yourself as you're going about your life. Just whenever you feel compelled to record, just put it in your pocket or whatever and just record. And mind you me, boy, I had that thing loaded up with just random things and time and instances where this one particular girl I was dating, they all go under the disguise of depression and anxieties. And again, on my last YouTube video, I said there are people that really truly suffer from this thing called anxiety and depression. It's a real situation. I think, went through depression as a result of some of these individuals where I didn't get a lot of stuff done, whereas I was always productive. That is a form of depression, but at the same time, I'm extroverted, so I don't really get sad, or I don't become recluse. I isolate sometimes, but I can stay outside doing stuff all day long. So that is the different ways that depression can come. But recognizing any problem is part of the solution, I think, getting past it. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. This is some of the remnants of what are left. Just stuff. The house was just in disarray. This is something, one of a few things that she would do to appease me. I'd come home. She's like, look what I made for you to put your clothes in. Because I'm not a fan of drawers. I like shelves, like the old Navy setup. So I'm speaking fast because I want to get 5 to 7 minutes on here. And so this would be my side of the bed, which my Bible would be up here. I would come home every night, no contact. I'd put a barrier between her and I, like a blanket. Even though I'm sleeping with this individual in the bed, I'm already aware that I'm sleeping with a monster. She doesn't know I know exactly what's going on, but she knows I know something. So anyway, my Bible would be open, and it would be opened on my spot right here to a random page. And she would just open it. And this serves to agitate me, I guess, and just kind of get me to a mode of, oh, she wants me to read the Bible and change my evil ways, because I had determined that there was something wrong. And they try to kind of get you, lure you, or persuade you towards the righteous way. Because mind you, I met her in church. They play this gamut. They find out what you like and what's most intimate about you. And me fearing God, and now knowing that she was anything but a God-fearing person, this door leads outside. And it's amazing. I will always believe she had a man, possibly even coming through this front door into the bedroom. It's highly likely. At the end of the stage, before she left, this room reeked of sweat and just like you can just tell. Her hygiene became very poor. I think that's when they become narcissistically injured. Anyway, we could open this door and hey, this makes a creaking noise, but easily accessible. These doorknobs are commercial door knobs, like in commercial closets and building. Once you come in with a key and you shut it, automatically locks. That's something I installed years ago, and I just thought it was good with the kids. They didn't have to worry about locking the doors. They would automatically lock. But you got to make sure you don't lock yourself out. Always been an avid fan of just protecting my children, whether it be mental, physical, any kind of abuse. I really don't want them to be exposed to it as less as possible anyway. And I try not to do it myself. I can be tough on them sometimes, but I always explain to them I love them. And that's a good thing, especially when you're going through turmoil with people that are creating problems in your life. This is a TV I installed. This is her TV from her house, which she inevitably left because it's a heavy sucker, old, outdated. She took some TVs that I had, her smart TV, just left me with her old stuff and took whatever she darn well pleased, which is fine. Unfinished painting, just a few. That's 95% done. I'm moving fast. Install that beautiful fan up there. Mind you, I rent, and I've been here 10 years. And I also want to point out, this right here is just all over the house. She printed out this balance of money from a loan she acquired from an institution, financial institution. But this is what I really wanted to show you guys. Let me see how long we are. I don't even know. I can't see my glasses. I want to say 9 minutes. Wow. This is what I want to show you. That is what she ended up printing out, I guess, from the library or somewhere. It is so cropped and nipped and tucked. And this is by Divorced Mom's Contributor, 20 glaring signs you are married to a narcissist. And what this does is goes down to say, here are some signs to be on the lookout for. He is extremely likable when you first met. Yes, he was. It goes on da 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 da. I won't bore you with it all, but it is specifically worded in a way where it generally can be the behavior of most people when they meet you. You go through a phase of liking one another and appreciating one another, but with an empath, that remains pretty true to the game, or not game, but the game of life. It remains pretty true of who you are. These people don't have a true core. They don't have a true self. You got to mind, remember, they're mimicking. They are reflecting back to you a lot of who you are. That's why you say, oh, I like everything she like. Oh, we have the same likes. Now look at the tape. This is aggression to me. If I had to study this, and I'm not an expert, but that just shows an overkill. It's almost like she put these things up as though they were held hostage. It's kind of like, I need him to see this, but not even that. This would suggest why she needed me to see it. She put it in a visible place. And I walked through the house probably for an upwards of 10 minutes, and I normally wouldn't notice something like that, but the walls are sort of white, and the lighting was dim in here at the time. It's morning time. I just didn't see it, and her autistic kid deliberately found the need to point it out, and he doesn't know any better. He's just like, she winds him up to do her bidding, and so he said, Mom says you have this. And I had already became silent for 3 weeks. I looked at him, and I know she was expecting to hear a response. And I just nodded my head. Little did she know that I had already had, and she knew. I think her brother told her I had mentioned it and how he did it. He probably even said, oh, I think he has this. Not having the balls to tell her what really happened, that I came to this house in discretion and let him listen to it, as I said on the last video. But this is how this is supposed to play out anyway. So I'm not spending a whole bunch of time trying to defend anything. I just want to show you some stuff. This is some of the remnants of what she left. Details to what I was saying. She took the cushions and left the couches. This was a couch from her house. This was a new one I bought. I got this stuff cheap because I know friends that get stuff like this. Brand new, never been taken out of the plastic. I took the plastic off of it. So, I don't trust furniture from one house to another one. And this hasn't even been torn off because it's not visible to the eye. So this is like it was full. This house was full of stuff on the floor and everything. And I'm going to show you a room in here. This is the kitchen area. When you start pointing out little details of things that you're doing in a very concerning way, they'll in essence become very hateful. Example, this is a 2-sink kitchen sink. Normally, if anyone has a comment, you can put it here and tell me, how do you wash dishes? Normally, even with the rack here, you would put one side is for the wash side, one side is for the rinse side. You would add water to the dish. The dish is dirty, and you rinse them off sometimes before you even did it. And mind you, anybody knows how to wash dishes, comment, and I'll subscribe to this channel as well. If you like it or you don't, I don't really care or mind you giving a comment. It's appreciated. So this is a dishwasher. It worked for a little while. It still does, but it had a leak. So I tried to fix it a couple times to accommodate her so she didn't, a good husband or good mate would try to do that. So it ended up, it didn't work. So I continued to just go on and do other things that were more pressing around the house. And I think because I never got around to fixing that, to accommodate and facilitate her laziness, a lot of these petty things, they cause a little bit of scorn within them, but you just don't know. But back to the dishes. I would wash over here and rinse over here. I said one day I came home, she had gotten all of the dirty dishes, and the table would sit right here to which we ate on. I come home, she has all of the dirty dishes on the sink, on the table here, and she proceeds to wash them with just soap, dry washing them, but with wet, soapy brush or sponge. And I would say, why are you washing the dishes on the table? And she would say, because it's easier this way. Put a pin in that. Comment to that. In a lighthearted way, I just didn't understand it, and I said as much, and she made excuses that didn't make any sense. But all right. She did cook. She made sure she cooked. She liked to eat. Everything is self-serving. Got to a point where the last 3 weeks of the no contact, I didn't even trust eating anything she made. This is another thing. She bought this. It's called ginger beer. This is 2 4-packs that are still here. She bought this months ago to pretend she was drinking this as opposed to the wine that I later discovered she had hidden throughout the house, disguised in water bottles, Poland Spring water bottles. She forgot to take some with her, or throw them out at least. She would spend 2 hours in here, literally at least an hour every time she would take a bath, which is pretty normal, I guess, if a person wants to relax. But it served to facilitate her closet drinking of a wine, and the wine was just not a light wine. This wine actually smelled like liquor. Don't have a problem with people who drink. I have a problem with people who drink that have a problem. Okay. This is a room that was negated solely or predominantly for her. This is most of the stuff that came from her other house. It's trash. It's garbage. Nothing sentimental that I think she even remotely would even want. It's boxes, just boxes and junk. Stuff that nobody wants. And so basically I have to go through the process of throwing it out, which shouldn't take that long. Just got to put an effort up. This is a wine glass that was in here. That's a telltale sign. When you meet a human being or a person, this is food for thought. If you go through a relationship and the next relationship, as an empath, you get involved with a woman or a man, really do appreciate, I'm going to use the word appreciate and observe how often they drink and how important it is in their life. Don't just listen to what they say. Well, I don't drink that much. I don't drink out. She didn't drink out. At least not with me, because I'm not a drinker. So I'm sure if we had went to places like dinner dates and it was okay in my mind for her to just gulp, 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 she would have probably did it. But I think with her, she drinks at home because it serves to control or control a lot of the behavior that would happen normally in a bad way. It calms her nerves down in a way, because all this crap that they got that you're going through in these games they're playing with people, I won't even say their conscience needs to be medicated, but that's probably what they're doing. Because wine or any alcohol is a downer. It's an upper and a downer. It's a stimulant and a other thing. So these are the statements. She plastered these all around the house for money. She thinks she's entitled to me help her pay back. And my reply to that is, when you discover these type of people who play a game in your life, whatever endeavors you guys have sought to discover or acquire together, and mind you, this is a loan she got in and of herself. My credit was not even necessary or even appreciated in this endeavor because I don't have any. So a solo loan that she did with good intentions, and after the fact, things didn't work out. So I'm in lieu of having responsibility to help you with this. Mind you, $2,200 of a stimulus check that was rightfully mine and my children. She's obtained that through direct deposit since she's left. 2 weeks after that, I think they sent it. And I'm going to put this up here. It's just stuff she has, all kinds of spiritual stuff she has plastered. And I'm a Christian, and when she came to my house, I didn't feel the need to adorn my house with all of these things to signify being a believer. I don't even have pictures of my children up. That's something you'd notice in my house. She began to put a few up, to which I didn't have a problem with. You have to let people be who they want to be. That's just part of give and take, compromise. But these people have no compromise in mind. They compromise for a moment just to end up actually debilitating your whole existence. Come on, baby. Let's go. So that ran a little long, but just want to show you, letting you guys into my house that's not really up to par. But I'm an open book at this point in my life, and pretty much always have been, but in a different way. I think this is something, like I said, I'm going to do something a little different than most people I see on here doing. And they probably have in their infancy of discovering this disease that they were a part of, living with. But I'm going to do it the way that I do it, and hopefully in the end of the day, it ends up helping somebody. Like I say, like and subscribe. You like it or you don't. You can give a comment. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Bless.